Go, Heisenberg.
Hi. Welcome to the Cryptic Paranormal Show. And our guest, I almost said our host. You want to interview us, Tim?
Same thing.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
I was one of you a week ago, or a month ago, or something.
Well, sure you did. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guest Tim Maile.
Oh, goodness. Now I'm having internet issues.
Oh, great.
I
You
know.
know I can't hold the show.
You can. I have faith in you.
I don't. So, how's things going with you? That's how Ray usually does it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Gotcha. All right, Tim, how things going with you?
Hey, it's me. I'm doing good, I think. We're getting closer and closer to the big event, so with that comes more and more stress.
Yeah.
And then I just hope along the way that I don't lose any friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited. It sounds horrible to say, but I'm mostly excited for it to be done.
Yeah. I can understand that.
It's weird because I really don't ever get to enjoy an event because I'm so worried about everything going well.
Right.
That by the time it's all done, then you're just like, okay, now I can relax. And yeah, but I'm good. We're less than a month away.
It's so close.
Yeah, and I
can't wait.
I'm freaking out. So I'm trying to hide it.
We're like, Tim, how are you? He's like, I'm freaking the fuck out, man. It'll be good.
Okay, everybody, chill out.
Right.
It's a lot leading up to it, and but I mean, it's all worth it. It's rewarding, and we'll get into the reason why. But yeah, first of all, I've been looking forward to this since you guys scheduled it, because I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. This is my favorite podcast to do. I really enjoy talking to the two of you, and then whenever Goose does show up,
right?
Yeah,
as usual, as somebody pointed out.
But yeah, I look forward to this one because it's like talking with friends, and I know you guys understand and get the story, and there's always a really good crowd, and the guy Robert Murray shows up. That's meant to be.
Hello, Mr. Murray.
Mr. Murray. Do you know Robert personally?
I don't.
That's very ironic.
Yeah.
Robert, you'll learn why in a second, but
yeah. Oh shit, I just got it.
Let me get wow.
I told you, man, it's been a rough day.
You're so lucky you're cute.
I'm just sitting there like
and you're like, oh shit, Murray.
Now it all makes sense.
That makes sense.
So we're just gonna not wait for Goose. Because I think that we need to explain things to Robert. Because now he probably thinks that we're just talking about him because he said it's his first show.
Or we're idiots, which is probably pretty close to the truth, but still. Yeah, maybe we should tell the story.
So let's put up the poster. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
I wish the poster was. I wish I remembered the name of the two breweries that. I always want to say Bearded Clam, but I know it's not that. I think it's the Bearded Lamb, and then the Yipsy Ale House. They both are sponsoring the event. Hey, there's a Goose.
Hey.
There's Big Sexy.
Figured it out.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. Well, now I'm good.
Yeah, we're tired of carrying the show for you.
Yeah, whatever.
So the breweries?
Good shit.
Yeah, the two breweries are the ones that Tim Woolworth works at, and they both sponsored the event. Die Paranormal is also a sponsor. They'll be on the signage for the event, and then we've never put a lineup like this together. And like we were talking about before we went on air, and a little bit after we went on air, I'm terrified, and just hoping that everything goes well and get through this with my sanity and my friends.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be good. And I think you have a lot of veterans, on your, you have a lot of people who have been to multiple events. They know how things go.
Yeah.
They can,
Yeah.
you got this.
Yeah, you guys joined me last year in Michigan, and you're back for round 2. We didn't chase you away. So,
Quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite. Yeah.
but it's yeah, I mean, we're all there for one thing, the cause. And I see Rob is in there now. Rob was your guest last week. I didn't catch that show. I'm sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But
Great show.
looking forward to seeing Rob again. I haven't seen him since Indiana, which is I think October of 2021.
Wow.
So, yeah, been a while. But anyway, so what do you want to know? Am I supposed to tell the story for
Goose,
Mr.
what do you want to know?
What do
What do
want
I want to know?
Yeah.
I want to know why we're having this event, or why you're throwing this event. What's the story? What's the origin
I
story?
never grabbed the tissues, and I should really learn because I can't get through it without crying. So
I'm just gonna use my sleeve.
this is
This one.
Pottergrass Parafest 4. It is the 4th Parafest, but we've done other events in Michigan. We've done a lot of events in Wisconsin. We've done a few events at Hinsdale House in Hinsdale, New York. But it all starts with me moving into the house I'm in 2006 and going through a lot of stuff. And life was not fantastic at the time. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. Coming out of a relationship that I look back at 17 years later, and it's comical that I felt that way. But at the time, it was very real to me. It was kind of that, oh my God, I'm never going to find somebody again type thing. And 17 years later, I'm like, hey, I don't want to find anybody. So I've settled into single life pretty good. But no, at the time, going through a lot of things, and I always wanted a dog. And this was my first home and my first opportunity to make that happen. Hey, it's Kara McCoy. Kara, I love Kara. If you guys don't know Kara, you should know Kara.
Hi, Kara.
Nice to know Kara.
Wyoming
Kara.
Posse, I think, is that. If I had that wrong, I'm sorry. But anyway, back to the story. If I distract myself, I don't cry. So I wanted a dog, and I did some looking on petfinder.com and was looking for a yellow lab, and found a lab pit bull mix that had been beaten badly in its home and was actually rescued by the shelter. I emailed them. Actually, I think I called them and asked if I could come and see him. And at first they didn't want to let me because he had been beaten by a man. And in their words, in their description, he didn't like men. I famously told this lady, I am no normal man. and begged her for the opportunity to come and meet him because something about the picture said that I need to be in his life. And they eventually let me come see him. There was a long hallway full of kennels, and they sat me in a room, and I got down on a knee, and they went and they let him out of the kennel. And as I'm telling this story, I'm kind of envisioning it right now. And he went the wrong way. And if anybody ever got to meet Murray, he never really did anything right the first time. So that was par for the course. And but once they turned him around, this little puppy that wasn't supposed to want anything to do with me broke into a full sprint and jumped into my arms. And I went outside with him for about an hour and played in their enclosure. And obviously you can't take him home that day. So when it was time to leave, they still had him outside, and he was paws up against the chain link fence, just giving me this pitiful look like, why are you not taking me with you? And it was a 45-minute drive home, and I cried the entire time. They were pretty slow when it came to the application process. So it was another 2 weeks before I got to bring him home. And I remember going to pick him up, and the way home, he sat in the back perfectly, and he just looked out both windows and was so excited about life. And once again, I cried the entire way home. I got home, and one of the things I hadn't mentioned yet is I was dealing with things in the house. I had footsteps from bedroom to bedroom upstairs. I had bangs on the wall. I had full blown conversations in my bedroom at night. And we walked into the house, and the first thing that happened was Murray followed what I was hearing. And for the first time in weeks, I felt sane because another living being had noticed what I was going through. And at the time, I thought I was going crazy because my body was telling me, my brain was telling me that I was an awful person. And so it was a relief in that aspect. We clicked instantly. But early 2007, I don't ever remember the date, and that's fantastic because I think I'd go crazy. But early 2007, so it's been 16 years. I sat in my bathroom with the biggest knife I had in the house, and I went through each family member and each friend and came up with a reason or an excuse that it was okay if I wasn't here. And when you're at that point in your life, there's not a rational thought in your mind. And as I'm going through all of these, I feel something on my arm, and I look down, and it's Murray. He had rested his head on my arm, and he snapped me out of it. And I put down the knife, and I sat on the bathroom floor with him for like an hour crying and just holding him. And from that moment on, we weren't dog and owner. We were father and son, and I would have done anything for him, and I'd like to think he knows that. So we had a very, very special bond. And from that point forward, every day I would lift his ear and tell him thank you. Every day I lived for him. I started to get more noticed within the paranormal field and had an opportunity, and I was on Paranormal Witness in 2013. And with that came some offers to go to some conventions and talk about the paranormal. And I have a very unique story. It's Murray's story. And I decided at that point to open up. I'm going to tell my story and see how this resonates with people. And I couldn't have imagined that, it would have resonated as well as it has. And that was about the time we decided, hey, I got this big table. I've got nothing on it. And let's do something special with this. So Potographs for Pooches was born in 2013, April 18th, 2013. And the idea in the beginning was very simple. We're just going to take photos of Tim and Murray, and Murray's going to stamp them with his paw. And I always have it here. I still have it. It's the original stamp of Murray's paw. And we would sell them for $10. And the first event that I did, we sold one. And we raised $10, and it was humbling. But eventually, we would go to events, and we would sell a few more, and then there'd be events where we would raise $100, maybe $200. And the first event that really got behind Potographs for Pooches was Little Traverse Bay Parafest in Petoskey, Michigan, and they advertised that we were going to be there, and the shelter got very involved. And we raised a few $100s at that one. And John Cassidy, who ran the event, came to me later and said, we should do a Potographs exclusive event where all the ticket sales go to the shelter. And I remember telling John, I'm like, there's no way in hell that anybody's going to come and see me and you. And we sold out the room and raised $741 that first time.
Nice.
And the best part about those events when Murray was around is I would come home and I would sit down with him and I'd explain, hey, we did good this weekend. And in my mind, he was excited about that. And I'm reading that right now. Yes, John, please get a hold of me. I will talk to you anytime you need to. So I would come home and I would explain to him, what we're doing, and it was just an amazing feeling that we were able to do that. And Murray's story, it would grow and grow, and people got to know who he was. And eventually it turned into sweatshirts, it turned into t-shirts, it turned into bigger events. And Pottergrass Parafest 4 is just the latest in a long line of events. Last September we surpassed $100,000. And
Nice.
I never really celebrated, but Pottergrass Parafest 4 in Ann Arbor, Michigan on March 4th, we're celebrating.
Yes.
And we are going to celebrate because it's in Michigan and that's where our big events are. And I feel like Michigan has got me here. You guys are a part of that family now. And I just feel like once everything is done, we just need to celebrate. Yeah. And everybody just needs to understand why we got here. And it was a pup, one dog, and
his owner.
What's that?
And his owner / dad.
Right.
I don't know. None of this happens without him. One of the things that I'm very aware of is that night in 2007 could have been it. And none of this ever happens if that's it. Mm-hmm. So everything that we accomplish, and I say we because there's no me in this, everything that we accomplish is because of him. And he has touched so many lives.
I never even met him, and I freaking love him.
Four-legged, and he passed away in October of 2019. So it's been a while. And I can't get through talking about him without crying. No, Penny, we're not having dinner. There is a donation page. If you go to pottergrassforpooches.com, there's a donation button on the homepage.
Buy a sweatshirt.
Yeah, anything that is donated goes towards this event, so it will go to good use. But yeah, in October 2019, October 14th, actually, I had gotten home from, again, John Cassidy's event. So that's 2 plugs for a little Traverse. I'd gotten home from John's event in 2019. And that Saturday, Todd and I had spoken at the event. And I remember at that point saying, I don't know what happens to me when Murray's gone. And in the back of my mind, I knew Murray wasn't doing well. And I didn't really let on to the rest of the world that he was not in good health. I got home from that event, and even though he was in pain, I got to my mom's and he stood up and he ran around me. He was so excited to see me. That Monday, he went in for a routine checkup. And when we got home, he had a stroke. And then he went into the worst seizure he ever had. And I got him to the vets, and they got him calm. And I was able to thank him. It happened very quickly. And it probably should have happened much sooner, but I was holding on. I didn't want to let him go because I didn't know what would happen to me. It was completely selfish. And I look back at photos of him from like the last 2 or 3 months he was here, and he looks miserable. And if I have one regret, that's it. But some good friends and my mom came over that night, and they stayed with me for a while. And I went to bed that night, and it was the worst night of my life because it was a whole new world for me, a whole new life. What is life without Murray? And he and I had a deal. My dad passed when I was very young, and I would always tell Murray that when he was gone, he needed to go find Grandpa. And I would always talk to my dad, and I'm like, you got to take care of my boy. And the deal with Murray was, you got to find Grandpa and let me know you're okay. Otherwise, I'm coming to get you. I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want him to be alone. And I didn't sleep much that night. But when I did wake up, I woke up to 5 messages from 5 mediums. And every message started with, Murray needs his dad to know that he's okay and he's with grandpa. And he held up his end of the bargain. So here I am. And we continue to try to do our best. And you know, we're going to go to Ann Arbor and we're going to put on a great event. And it's headlined by John frickin' Zaffis.
Right.
Right?
I met John. Man, I've been doing paranormal now for 15 years. I probably met John 12 years ago. And just really hit it off with him. And he's always treated me well. And I called him and he answered. Usually he screens his phone calls, but he answered. And I'm like, hey, you answered. And you know, John's got that voice. I'm not going to try to imitate him, but he I said, I've never asked you this before, but how would you like to become a part of the Pottergrass family? And he immediately said yes. And we did the details. We worked it out. And then when I announced it, I said, Murray finally has a godfather. And,
Yes. Yeah.
it's going to be
I can't wait to meet him.
John's great. He's fantastic. And if you could sit under the learning tree for even a few minutes, you're better for it. And I've been
Yeah.
lucky enough. I've been able to do that a few times. So
Nice. Ugh.
I think I'm done crying now, though.
I know we're all like,
But
And-
I mean, that's really what it. You know, 3.5 years later, Murray's been gone for 3.5 years,
that's crazy.
and I cannot stop crying when I tell that story. But it speaks to the relationship and the love I have for him. I think if I would ever not cry during that story, I think I'd probably have to wonder what's wrong with me at that point.
Yeah.
But he's still everything to me. He's the reason I have Ray. You know, she's
Not you, Goose.
she's 3.5. No, my dog Ray.
You got excited for a second. You're like, yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing stuff. And you know, I always get to say, even when I do these shows, I'm like, it's another chance to tell Murray's story.
Yeah.
And
And it's such a good story. Such a good story. And, you know, Kat's on here like, oh, it's the first time I've heard this story. I'm bawling my eyes out. Guess what? It's like the 100th time I've heard it. And I still cry every time. It's so important, though. It's such a beautiful story, the way that you saved each other. But it's so freaking important. Obviously, you know, I take mental health very seriously. So I love that you talk about it. I love that you're so honest about it. I love that people are in the comments saying, I can relate to this. Can I message you? Can we talk about this? To me, like, this whole show has been a success now. You know, people are listening, people are being open about stuff, and people are talking about it.
when I get the chance to speak at events, you know, some places have brought me back, you know, 5, 6, 7 times, and I've always got this thought, you know, like, oh my God, is anybody here going to want to hear this again?
Yes.
But there's always somebody there that needs to, you know, there's always somebody there that's there for the first time. And, you know, I can point to a handful of people that have come up to me afterwards with tears in their eyes, and they've become great friends. I'm gonna give a plug to Tim Rian's event now, because I wouldn't want him to cry the whole night. I got brought in for Tim's event, Old Mill Parafest in Dundee, Michigan, and it was my biggest audience at the time. I want to say it was about 200 people listening, and I got done and I answered a few questions. And by the time I got back to my table, there was a line from my table out the door.
Oh,
And I still look in the mirror and I still just see me. So it's weird for me when that stuff happens. I've gotten a little bit more used to it. It doesn't scare me anymore. But yeah, it's a special feeling when you connect with somebody that really needs to hear it. And you know, I get a chance to do these interviews, and talk about mental health. And I'm sorry I'm sniffling, but
Everyone is. It's fine.
the idea of mental health and like depression never goes away. Like I have every reason in the world to be happy. Like there's a lot of things that are going right in my life. And there are mornings when I wake up and my brain just says, you know what, Tim, you suck. And being able to recognize that and fighting through that day, and some days are easier than others. But being able to fight through that and see the signs and make it to the next day. I did a radio show for 10 years, and I used to end it every week with tomorrow can't be better if you're not here.
I like that.
And I know that it's going to be better.
Yeah.
And I wish I could talk to everybody that suffers the way I do. And I still do. I mean, I don't want to give the impression that things are wonderful and rosy, because there are days,
right,
that it's just really, really difficult.
But that's so important to admit to people, and this whole reason I started my other podcast, because when you look at things, when you look at social media, it's sunshine and rainbows all the time, and everybody's kids are perfect, and everybody has a perfect marriage, and and that's why I love, like, you and I both do it. We'll just post, man, I'm really in a funk. I don't know why, but I'm, I can't get out of it. I can't break myself. I'm going to take a break from social media. See you guys in a couple days, whatever. I think it's so important to just admit that, like, it's okay to not be okay sometimes.
Definitely. And, I should also mention that, the paranormal field, they wouldn't let this fail. Yeah. And I've said it before that, the paranormal field has given me so much more than I could ever give back to it. There's not many things that make me angry about the paranormal field. But one of them is people running to social media and complaining about everybody in the field and how awful they are and all the drama. And that's on you. Like, if you surround yourself with people like that, that's what you're going to get. So, maybe change the people you're hanging around with. And
right.
But for me, the paranormal field's been beautiful.
Yeah.
Are there times I get frustrated? Well, hell yes.
Right.
But it's like a married couple. Like, you don't take your shit to Facebook. Like, right. Like if you get in an argument, you don't go to Facebook and tell your husband what a big shithead he is,
right?
Because people remember that the next day when you love him again. So
when I screenshot it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like at one point I was married, and I don't have a whole lot good to say about her. But one thing I will say about her is that we never took any argument to social media.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what's the point of it?
Right.
Somebody else's business. So, yeah.
And then the other thing too is you're obviously not going to get along with everybody in the paranormal field, because the paranormal field is made up of human beings. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I don't like all human beings. So there's people that I don't like.
I don't like human beings. So,
we don't have to post about it.
I think, is Ray frozen?
No, he's still moving.
Barely. Looks like Max Headroom.
Yeah.
I think all of us that said, we all just admitted how old we were. Max Headroom's a long while.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Denise is like, Max who? No,
I actually don't know who you're talking about.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
Okay. Exactly, Holly.
No, we're not, Holly. You just keep it to yourself, though. You don't take it to.
Right. Yeah, like I tolerate Ray, but I don't really talk about it on the air.
I'm gonna spit my cup.
I'm really excited that we're gonna celebrate $100,000 in Ann Arbor because I was very sad that I missed the
Yes.
event. Like, I know this sounds terrible, but I was like kind of hoping that you guys wouldn't make it to $100,000 until Ann Arbor because I really wanted to be there for it.
We would have made it to anyway because I had another one in Missouri. So I was happy it happened in Wisconsin, but it was actually a funny story because we were going to our last break before our next speaker, and we had like 15 minutes. This was in September at Ripon, and I had mentioned that we were like $500 away from being at $100,000, and Dinah Good went to the bar and grabbed a bucket and went around and took donations, and she raised $400 in like 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And
Wow.
then I sold
That's
like
awesome.
6 sweatshirts, and we were over the mark. And
Nice.
like, I didn't even like, you guys know me well enough now. Like, I cry over everything, but I didn't even cry.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, and honestly, I think I covered this on social media, but from like November until actually no, from October to about the end of December, I just kind of disappeared from Facebook because for me it was weird because there was never a goal, there were no expectations in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then once we got close to $100,000, then that became everybody's goal. You know,
Yeah.
everybody was in it together. You know, which is a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
But then you accomplish that goal, and the mission is accomplished. And then I kind of was just like, now what?
1 million. Duh.
No, I mean, you know what I mean? No, it was just kind of like, okay, we did what we set out to do, and now, like,
Yeah.
I just
I can do
needed,
more.
yeah, I needed to back away for a little bit and just
Yeah.
kind of recharge and get my mindset to where it needs to be. And when I announced that, people were like, you can't stop doing this. And I never said I was going to.
Right.
I just needed a break because, I'm human.
Right.
I'm human. And if I'm being honest, I'm just a little bit broken. So for all the ladies out there with Valentine's Day coming up, single broken man, try to fix this.
Much love, dogs.
Good luck. Yeah, my dogs are my life.
Yeah. So I think that it just what happened?
I don't know. That's an unfortunate place for him to be.
Let's just kick him out. He's
he's always like pulling this shit.
What happened?
Oh, hey, Ray.
Yeah, I think it just. I think it just. What is going on?
So I need to address this with that.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No, because that makes me look incredibly desperate, and I don't want to give off that vibe.
Not if Holly and I run it for you.
No. Yeah, there's been a lot of people that have said, "Hey, let's do this," and I've turned every one of them down. Because I feel very weird if somebody like wins a contest where they have paid to go to dinner with me, because if I'm being honest, I'm not all that exciting. I am pretty boring. We will talk about my dogs. We'll mix in maybe some wrestling talk and maybe some football talk, and then it's up to the woman to carry the conversation because I'm done
forever.
I got nothing else.
And then there's the other part of it, like the expectations of somebody winning a date. Like, what am I?
Right.
What are my requirements?
Right.
And
there's some legality there.
Yeah,
you got to be careful.
If I'm not into it, then what happens? I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right.
So Kat seems interested in talking football, so we can talk football anytime.
Yeah.
But it's uncomfortable. Like, win a date with Tim. Well, who the hell is Tim? I did see earlier today somebody sent me something that John Tenney is doing that.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got to win a date with John Tenney. And John can do that because people know who he is. I can't do that.
Oh my goodness.
If I do that, 75% of the people that see that post are going to go, well, who's this lonely nobody?
But 25% will say, I know that guy.
Yeah. But then plus, like, not to be like a buzzkill about it, but like if you just go to the event, then you're already having dinner with Tim. You could
There
just
you
hang
go.
out with Tim at the event.
Yeah, you could do that. I'll come and talk to you while you're mowing down a sub sandwich. How's that?
Yeah, just show up at the event. It'll be just like a date with hundreds of your closest friends.
Oh boy, I wish it was hundreds. People need to go to pottergrassforpooches.com, hit that events tab, and buy some tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really. Now we're talking about dating Tim. The comment section is out of control.
Yeah, this took a turn that I was not expecting. So send me your photo and bio because I'm incredibly shallow. And
You know what, Tim? Why don't you have me and Denise look those over first?
Yeah.
We'll find the right person for you.
Yeah.
Please make your bio as funny as possible.
Yes. The funnier, the better.
in all seriousness, though, maybe it'll happen someday. But honestly, I've never been happier.
Yeah.
Like at a point in my life where I just have peace. And I guess I'm just going to admit something here on your show. I'm scared shitless to ruin that.
Yeah.
Like to upset that. Where I finally am in a headspace where everything's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I got a day or two here and there. But if I'm being honest, when I'm in a relationship or a potential relationship, I'm a freaking wreck.
Yeah.
Like the anxiety is through the roof. So I would rather just hang out with my dogs and occasionally love myself.
Yeah.
You know, I went dirty there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
I figured it would eventually. That's fine.
yeah. But no, in all seriousness, that's really what it comes down to. And like, I just don't like. I'm in a good spot.
Yeah. I
Then
told
you
my
know when you're
husband, I
ready.
said, if anything ever happened between the two of us, I would not date anyone because I have too much going on in my own head to add someone else's emotions to it and like constantly be worrying like, are they mad at me? Am I doing this right? Should I call? If I call now, is it going to be too desperate? Like, I can't, there's not enough up here for that. I can't.
I am completely the guy that's like all in right away, like constantly texting and trying to just create conversation and a bond. And most women are like, hey, back off.
We're down now.
And then you know, then I don't know. I just you know. I don't really like flowers either, Kat, but I get what you're saying. And it's funny because my name is Maile.
That's true.
Yeah. I was Maile before she was though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so now Kat and I are having this conversation offline. The rest of you can just go away. Kat, I am the sign that everybody hates and nobody trusts. I am a Gemini.
Oh.
I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini, and everybody hates that.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't either, Tim, so I don't hate it.
Yeah, well, most ladies do. But yeah.
Oh wow, our viewership just totally dropped.
Well,
Tim's a Gemini? Fuck this.
Yeah. Well, I don't want nothing to do with that guy.
Like, well, I think there's another show on. I gotta go.
I'm too big for an inflatomate. I can't. Also, coincidentally, I cannot sleep on an air mattress.
Can we make that a t-shirt? I'm too big for an inflatomate.
I don't know what I just walked into, but
Welcome.
The show is going off the rails.
So fast.
oh yeah,
I think we chased Cat away. See,
No, she's right there.
it doesn't
She's right
take
there.
long. It doesn't take long.
I don't think you can chase Cat away. She's not afraid of anything.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, yeah, we had to make up for all the crying we did in the first 15
Yeah,
minutes.
we had to get that
Oh,
shit back
yeah.
in order.
Yeah.
I mean, that's generally how I cope with things is just
And-
sharing inappropriate memes
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. People that are going through depression and are suffering, most of them do whatever they can to make others happy.
right.
You
Yep.
know,
Mhm.
so it's no secret that I try to
Yep.
make people laugh because that's when I'm comfortable. That's when
Yeah.
honestly, if I can make somebody laugh, that's when I
Right.
feel loved. You know, that's
Yeah.
when I feel like, hey, I'm worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of my heroes was Robin Williams.
Oh yeah. Oh
And-
my gosh.
Yeah.
And when he took his life, it
Yeah.
absolutely killed me. It really.
Mhm.
While Patty is trying to bring us
Yeah,
back,
celebrity
into the-
deaths.
Because she said from pooches
Celebrity
to
deaths are
cooches.
hard, but that was a rough one. Oh
You
my
just
God.
noticed that one?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to put it back up again because I wanted to make sure people saw that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Robin Williams. I
I
think-
also, before we get any further, I'm not shooting my shot here on your show, but I will say this: Kat is beautiful.
Yeah.
I've seen the profile pic.
Yeah.
So
She's gorgeous. And she's fantastic, like personality wise
yes,
too.
yes, she is.
Mhm.
She seems like a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And it would just make sense that she lives 5 states away. And why not? You know?
But yeah, so I think that Robin Williams was really like a wake up call to people who don't really understand mental health, because how could somebody so happy and so funny and who brightened up so many people's lives be suffer from mental illness? That was a huge wake up call to people who don't get it.
Well, you know this, Denise. We get so good at hiding it. We get so good at it.
Yeah.
Like most days, if somebody just met me and didn't know anything about me, they would never know.
Yeah.
So I mean, we get really, really good at hiding it.
There's honestly very few people, even my closest friends, who know when I'm not right.
I'm laughing at the comments because now somebody says I want to date with Kat. And
Yeah.
what is happening tonight?
I don't know, but John's got his popcorn. I think
Yeah.
that's what that is.
But yeah, I mean, when Robin Williams passed away, it was a gut punch.
Yeah.
It really was. And because on the outside he looks so happy, and again, I said it earlier in the show, and he had even more to be happy about.
Right.
His life was much, much better than mine, and I was jealous of his life.
Right.
But that just goes to show you that it can happen to anybody. And that's one of the reasons I continue to talk about it, because it can happen to anybody. And there's a few people in the chat room here that I'm sure we'll have discussions later, and the best I can do is listen.
And
I'm
sometimes
always,
that's all people need.
I'm always afraid. Twitch from Ellen too. I mean, that one was a gut punch. I'm always afraid to give people advice, and I'm going to take it to a solemn place again, which I kind of flip flop. But like, I've talked to a lot of folks that are suffering, and I've had this conversation with friends. I've had this conversation with my mom. Someday I'm going to meet somebody that I'm not going to be able to help.
Yeah.
And that's going to really screw me up. It really is. And, I met Holly in Missouri. She came up to me after my presentation crying, and I think I hugged her for about 15 minutes. And I still keep in contact with her to this day. I had a little girl at an Illinois event come up to me afterwards and tell me that her cat was her cat was her Murray. And this young little girl, that breaks your heart that they're in that place. But yeah, it's just and Anne says she doesn't reach out when she's in a phone. Neither do I.
Yeah, I disappear. Yep.
I don't reach out. I don't follow my own advice because it is so hard Like I can talk about it here. I can talk about this on the show. I can talk about it at events because somehow talking to a bunch of people is easier than talking one-on-one.
Mhm.
It is.
And
I agree.
I get very quiet when somebody wants to hear me tell them how I feel.
But it's
but
so stupid because I will sit here and I will tell people, like, please, if you need anything, message me. If you want to talk, message me. If you need to vent, message me, call me, whatever. I am always there for other people. And I would never, ever, ever feel like they were a burden. But for me to reach out to somebody, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to burden anybody with that.
Yeah.
Even though I know I have people like you guys that would never.
And John says, not looking for advice, just someone to be able to relate.
Yeah.
John and I bet you we're going to end up being good friends.
Yeah.
And we don't ever have to talk about it.
He's all right.
Just somebody to, somebody to talk with, somebody to BS with. It just popped into my head, so I have to bring it up. But last year in Houghton Lake, after the event, I remember all of us sitting around the table and drinking a lot of fun.
Yes.
And I remember, I can't remember if it was Ray or Denise, but one of you looked at me and you're like, you guys are treating us like family. We're just sitting here, but you are.
It was the best.
Yeah.
That's
I had so much fun at just the little after party.
Yeah, that's why the Potographs are different.
Yeah.
Potographs events because it is a big family thing. And we do our best to try to make everybody feel like they're a part of it. We want people to feel like they were a part of the success of that event, and you guys certainly were. And I had a blast with you guys.
Yeah.
I had a blast with Carl Johnson too.
Oh God!
Oh my God! Uncle Carl was awesome.
Uncle Carl and his. Oh my God! I've never seen a man like that just down Fireball. And he was so excited about it.
Like, where did he keep getting those little bottles of Fireball? Oh my God!
Todd had smuggled in 20 of them.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, he had them in his pocket, throwing them to us. But yeah, it's just.
You paid for the show, Tim?
Wow.
No, I promised a bunch of people money if they would listen.
What'd you do?
I promised a bunch of people money tonight if they would listen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's smart. You should do that.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of new people coming to Ann Arbor this year that are going to experience Potographs for the first time.
Oh, so
and I hope their experience is good, so they keep coming back.
It's such a different event. I don't know. It's just so, the whole event is just about love for, love yourself, love your friends, love the puppies. Like, it's just such a different kind of event. I love it.
It is. There's a lot of hugs.
Yeah.
Which made Potographs events during COVID difficult. Because everybody was afraid of one another.
But it's fine because alcohol kills germs. So you just got to make sure you drink afterwards.
We got lucky, though, with the big event because the week before COVID really hit, that's when our last event was. And then a year later, we came back, as they were allowing us to all get back together. So I said the C word, damn it. But even through that, I mean, we lost almost an entire year there.
Yeah.
Kind of wonder where, we'd be at this point if we hadn't lost that time.
Yes.
For a little bit. Then it'll make it worse, John.
It'll help you sleep anyways.
And John, I did not get a tattoo. I was painting today. I was painting those couches back there.
How do you feel, Denise?
A little lightheaded.
I
I
was
brought
gonna
them in
say.
a little before they dried. So there's a lot of fumes going on in here.
Yeah, foosball table.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'd kick your ass at foosball, man.
It's one of those ones where it like goes on top of, there's like a pool table and then like an air hockey, not air hockey, just hockey.
Oh, I thought you had air hockey. I was like, what?
No, I wish.
I was like, I'm going to Denise's house.
It's like a 10-in-1 kind of table.
Kathy, she met me years ago. Kathy met me at an event in Winnipeg, and I want to say it was either 2012 or 2013. It was probably 2013. But yeah, long time ago.
Brian, where the hell you been?
Yeah, dude, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. Goose is like a robot. I don't. 2013, she said.
Don't mind me. I had to put my foot up.
Oh, jeez. We're getting old, Tim.
Yeah. We're getting old, but I'm trying to behave. This is zero sugar.
Oh, there you go.
Doing my best. I loved Winnipeg, honestly. I was also afraid I was going to get killed there.
What?
Yeah, there's a
Maple
lot
syrup, damn it.
a lot of homeless people, and not all of them are friendly. So,
Huh. Oh, jeez. Oh, look.
hey, Cat's back. We didn't scare her away. Thank God. I can just imagine after this, she's going to be like, never again.
Right. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, lost Goose.
I didn't kick him out that time, just for the record. What event did you?
Winnipeg Paracon. It was put together by Alfonso and Sharon Granger, and we had a great time. Unfortunately, it just didn't sell very well.
Yeah.
Which makes it hard to continue to do the event.
Right, because if you're not making anything, it doesn't make sense to do it. I mean, people don't understand that. They think it's just like free to do all this.
I'm glad you said that, because like putting together these events, even though it is a charity event and a lot of these folks will like give me a break, and come in for either, cheaper or free. There's still a lot of cost with these events. Yeah. So like I used to get angry when people would send me emails asking if they could get a free table.
Right.
Or buy a table and then bring 6 friends with them, but now I just don't answer those. Just like, I'm not going to get in this argument with you. If you can't understand we're trying to raise money for animals, then I'm not going to waste my breath. But yeah, it's there's that's where a lot of the stress comes from, because the first goal is to break even, and then if you break even, then you're like, hey, let's make some let's make some money for the shelter. But that weekend in Ann Arbor, we are going to, if you guys get there early enough, Friday afternoon, we're going to go.
I'm getting there Wednesday.
Okay, well, you'll be there early. Huron Valley Humane Society, we're going to go visit them.
Awesome.
That's exactly why I'm not coming early, man. I would be walking out with 15 dogs.
Well, it was fun because I'm an equal opportunity promoter. Tim Ryan brought me in for Old Mill Parafest a couple of Novembers ago, and we went to visit that shelter, and that's how I decided I wanted to do this event.
That's cool.
And there was a dog named Zira that was there. She had been there for 9 months with no applications. Oh. And I put her on Facebook, and everybody shared it, and we blasted the internet with her picture, and she had a home in 4 days.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. The answer, Holly, I don't think we need any baskets because Michelle is crazy with baskets, and she's just going to make way too many.
But you'll take more?
I mean, if she brings them, we'll take them, but I've already got an hour set aside at the end of the night to draw for these baskets.
Nice.
Because it takes longer and longer every year.
Well, we'll make a basket.
All right. I still got my Cryptic Paranormal Show hat. I should have wore that tonight.
Nice. That's okay. Goose is the only one actually wearing any show stuff. So it's fine.
Yeah.
We're really
Ray's the nerd today.
I don't even have any. I got a Photographs t-shirt on under this sweatshirt, but
I'm just messing with you. Ray knows I'm messing with him.
It's Wisconsin in February, so we don't really wear t-shirts very often.
Yeah. Although it was like 67 in Ohio today.
Yeah, nobody likes you for that.
Remember, it was like 70 here, like the last photographs.
Oh
They
my
went
God.
all the way up there.
I was so pissed.
It's
It was
cold here.
it was one of the days like today where it was like seriously almost 70 in Ohio, and we're up at Houghton Lake where it's still frozen and it's like 25 degrees. Holly,
So
we'll have
funny.
hats.
Yep.
So what else is
I think we have
going
a few
on?
left.
Well, we've got an event, and I don't know if you have the picture or the poster, but we got an event coming up in Wisconsin 2 weeks after Ann Arbor.
This one?
That one.
Boom. Don't ask for anything else because that's literally the only two I have.
Shane Pittman did an event for me last year in Wisconsin, and I knew of Shane, but I didn't know Shane. And at that event and the car rides from the airport to the event, I got to know Shane, and he's just a really good dude, just a really nice guy. And he has fallen in love with Potographs and wants to do whatever he can for it. He's doing that event for us in Wisconsin, and then another event later in September in Wisconsin. So we got Shane Pittman for 2 events. We're doing an event in Iowa in May, which at some point I should get the poster out and start selling tickets to. But we've got 4 Potographs exclusive events this year. I'll be wandering around at Michigan Paracon again. I'll be at Little Traverse Bay Parafest. If Tim Marian is still in here, I'll be at Old Mill Parafest, whether he wants me there or not. But just a lot of great things happening this year. And just like I said, the field has given me more than I could ever give it back. But I'm sure going to try.
There is a lot of good people in the paranormal world.
There'll be live feeds the weekend in Ann Arbor with the folks you see on the screen. Look at that.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll have connection there.
Security has been warned.
Oh, John, we were going to be such good friends. There's if you look behind my head here, that's Michigan Stadium right there. So
that's okay. We still love you.
Yeah.
Holly's from Michigan, so.
Right, I told him I was like talking shit about Pennsylvania for about an hour the other night.
During your super.
Yeah.
See, I'm
a
a Michigan
hurtful,
fan.
But,
I'm a Michigan fan, and my ex-wife is from Ohio.
Oh.
So I mean,
that was doomed from the start.
Oh, okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, it's hey Darren.
So, but Ann Arbor, what's going on there? We got
a lot of stuff.
Lectures.
So much of this stuff. Friday night, we are I think we're headed to one of the breweries that is sponsoring the event. We're going to try to get out there and thank them for supporting us. Saturday, everything starts at 9 a.m. and we have lectures during the day, and then we also have 5 gallery readings, which people can go ahead and purchase those at podcastforpooches.com. So there'll be 2 separate rooms and then a giant vendor room. So this is the biggest thing we've ever tried to do. And like I was saying earlier, I'm terrified.
It'll be
fine.
You know what? If it's your first time doing it, then honestly, nobody's going to know if it's not fine. You know, like, just go with the flow. It'll be fine.
Right.
Well, they'll know at the end if when I'm announcing the donation, I say the shelter now owes us $3,240. That's when they'll know it's not funny.
I'll be right back.
Okay. See, it'll be fine.
Okay.
You've got this.
Yeah, everybody says it'll be fine.
It's fine.
If you say it enough, isn't there a meme where they're like, "It's fine, everything is fine"?
Yeah, and the guy's sitting with fire around him. Yeah,
all burning around him. Yeah.
Darren said just picture that everyone's naked.
That doesn't work for me.
He does that anyways. So and we'll make sure that we are constantly putting out the ways that people can donate, without being there, because not everybody can go everywhere. Things are expensive now. Whatever.
Exactly.
We understand if you can't make it. Obviously, we really hope everyone can, but
I mean,
if
don't be
not,
afraid to cross the border into Michigan. I mean, it's hard. It's hard, but
not bad.
but sometimes we have to do hard things in life.
Better
It
to
was
cross
good.
into Michigan than Pennsylvania.
Oh, I'd rather like, yeah, Michigan all the way. Pennsylvania can kiss my ass.
PA is not that bad.
Unless there's anybody from Pennsylvania, then Pennsylvania can kiss my butt.
So much love.
Yes. That's what we're
I
about.
was actually in Pennsylvania last year, and for the first time, I think, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to say stuff like that.
No, I don't have an event in Pennsylvania, so this doesn't benefit me at all. I really love Michigan, though. Wink, wink.
Yep.
No, but Pennsylvania was beautiful,
It is beautiful.
and I I joke all the time about not liking Wisconsin, and most of it has to do with the weather. But I get a chance to travel a lot of places now, and I just feel out of place most places. Like I just belong here.
Yeah.
Like I hate being in places where you hold the door for somebody and they look like you're trying to get something from them.
Right.
Like who hurt you?
Yeah.
Like,
Slamming in their face.
People.
If people ever feel like, that their neighborhood is not friendly or whatever, like just go outside of the Midwest and you'll be missing your neighborhood.
I just realized I have my leg up next to the mic, and I've been scratching my leg for like 30 seconds. So
We did okay. We could hear it.
I'm sorry for everybody that had to hear that.
It's good.
I would agree with.
It's pretty though. I like things like that when I'm the passenger.
Yeah.
I won't rip on them today. Next week.
Nice.
I don't have it in me today.
Ellie.
Oh boy. Do you really want me to answer that question?
Yeah. We did talk about it a little before the show.
Yeah. How's the foot? Yeah. So 2.5 years ago, I didn't respect diabetes, and I had to have a toe amputated. And life has sucked since then.
I like that you laughed about that.
Yeah. But it was weird because I wasn't taking care of myself. So when I had to have the toe amputated, like everybody was like, why aren't you upset? And I'm like, I did this to myself. I totally did. And I had no reason to be upset. I had no reason to feel sorry for myself. And then I got things under control with my health. And then I developed a diabetic ulcer last May that would not heal, and actually had to have parts of my foot taken off or out. Lost all the knuckles in my toes. So it's just like a flop foot. And that is healed now. Like it's all healed, but it's very, very swollen. And they think there's actually a bone infection. And if there really is a bone infection, then there's a good chance I'm going to lose part of my foot, which is a bummer. But I got another doctor's appointment tomorrow, and they're going to try to get to the bottom of it. I had to have x-rays today. Like I've got 9 months. I've got 9 months of medical bills. So if anybody wants to start a good old GoFundMe,
That shit's no joke.
But this one's been frustrating because I've been doing what they've been asking me to do, and I have been taking care of myself. And there are times when I allow myself to have my own pity party. Like I've said things into the mirror, like how many good things do I have to do in this world before you stop screwing me. You know,
Yeah.
I'd like to think I've done some good. You know, I'm not the greatest person in the world. I mean that's evident by this show. I mean, my humor is pretty weird.
Right.
Sometimes I can be over the top, but I'd like to think at the end of the day I got a pretty good heart. But
Right.
you know, so I just so there are times I just look in the mirror like, God damn it, like what did I do to you?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like give me a break. And still waiting on that break. Also waiting on that TV deal if we got any producers in the show. You know, anybody want to follow me around and solve ghost things and then go to shelters and incorporate photographs and nobody wants to do that? Okay.
I mean, I'd do it if I was a producer.
Yeah, right.
I think it'd be fun. And I've heard a lot of stories
I agree.
about shit that you do and shit that like situations you find yourself in. It would definitely be entertaining.
I sat in the McDonald's parking and the McDonald's drive-through this morning for 21 minutes for a coffee.
Oh geez.
Oh,
Yeah,
that.
I ordered
That's
on
great
the app.
TV.
I ordered on the app. You know, so I'm already there. You know, like I've already ordered, they've got my money. So I get there and I'm like, wow, that's a line. And then I had no idea that the people inside the building didn't know what they were doing.
Oh,
Yeah, 21 minutes to get a coffee.
that you pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was about right.
I almost pulled out the do you know who the hell I am? But it didn't.
They'd be like, no, and I don't care.
The answer would have been no. Well, Tim, we do
Just say
know
you're a secret driver or a secret customer.
Secret shopper.
Yep, secret shopper. You guys are in big trouble.
Oh God.
I'm gonna make a Yelp review.
It's gonna be bad.
God damn,
They're talking
Tim.
about doing automated McDonald's, like no employees. Like it's all robots in there and one employee. There's a couple of them already. I bet you wouldn't wait 21 minutes.
Maybe the food prices will go down then.
That would be fantastic.
You know,
Someone's got to
because
pay for that oil to run those machines.
if they don't have to pay these people
Right.
$18 an hour, maybe the food prices will go down.
Right?
Yeah.
Unless you order eggs.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm so thankful I have my chickens.
Do you guys
Yeah.
when I say Bert Kreischer, do you know who Bert Kreischer is?
Yes,
The
comedian.
Yeah.
comedian. Takes off his
Yeah,
shirt all the time.
hilarious.
The
Yeah.
machine. Anyway, so I was watching one of his videos on social media, and he was on the road, and he made himself a breakfast burrito by microwaving eggs.
Yeah.
And I was 47 years old and looked at the TV and went, "Wait a minute, we can microwave eggs?"
Yeah.
It was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
It was a game changer.
Yep.
Hey, Cat is back. She
I
keeps,
just
she keeps running away, but she keeps coming back. No,
Tim has officially learned tonight that he likes dogs and cat.
Oh.
Wow. Oh my God. I can't even look at you right now.
That's hilarious.
I'm so sorry, Kat. I am so sorry.
Well, I think it's time to.
Anyway, but yeah, then I learned that I could microwave eggs.
Yeah.
Because I legitimately was stupid and didn't realize
No,
that.
I just learned that on TikTok this year. I didn't know that.
So now, like every morning, I'm making myself a breakfast burrito, or four. Because
I hate eggs, and I knew that.
yeah, because I am like 6'4", 250 pounds. So I mean, I can't just eat one. But yeah, they my mom got me an air fryer for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
And I tried making wings in it, and they didn't cook.
Oh,
And then I just put it away.
Get it back
Yeah.
out. It's fantastic.
But anyway, so more about my breakfast burritos because that's really what's important. There's my mom, by the way. Hey, my mom is in the chat room. My mom is in the chat room, so nobody talks about Cat anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want my mom getting her hopes up.
Okay. Julie, you can watch the replay. There you go.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, breakfast burritos. I put like black olives and mushrooms and cheese in it.
Yum.
Yeah, it's a really odd combination. But right about the time I fell in love with these breakfast burritos, eggs went to like $95 a dozen.
Mhm.
So yeah,
If you remind me the day before potographs, I'll bring some out.
but I have no way to keep them cold.
They don't have to be. They're farm fresh eggs.
No, farm fresh, you don't have to keep cold.
No, you could keep them on the counter if you want to.
Hey, okay. So before Holly tells untruths to my mother, we did not find a date for Tim because I don't think Kat would be interested. So everybody just leave Kat alone. God.
Poor cat.
Get my
Good thing
coffee
she's
everywhere. I swear to God.
awesome.
Okay, so legitimately, before tonight, I had said 0 words to Kat in my life,
Yeah.
and this is the first impression. So
Like you said, you like to go all in.
yeah, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Well, dude, I really got to get off though.
Okay. Sorry.
My back is
All right,
killing me.
You're fine.
All right, I'll see you in Michigan.
Hey, when I see you in Michigan, I'll
Yeah.
help you get off.
Thanks. That's why you're such a great host. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Oh, we're
Oh
back
my
to
God.
dating Tim again. That's the
Oh my God.
Holly. Nobody ever even asked that. We just-
Hey, I'm gonna
I know.
go
Just
check
ran
on
with it.
Facebook. I'm gonna go check on Facebook to make sure that Kat has not blocked me yet.
It says send a friend request because she unfriended you. Oh, mean. See, this is why I knew it was okay because Kat is phenomenal.
Yeah.
She's not going to be mad.
She's cool.
Oh gosh.
she probably. I'm already friends with Kat.
Oh gosh.
Like I know of her. Like, I'm a big fan of her entire group.
Yeah, they're all amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, how do you get so many
Yeah,
awesome people in one group?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am multi-talented when it comes to interviews. I will make you snot through your nose, and then I will do my best to make you laugh and cry.
So I don't know if I told you personally, but I know
Your
I've
coffee
told.
everywhere.
Oh my gosh, I told. I was talking about you on the show. Like, okay, my husband is not like an emotional person. Like, he doesn't talk about mental health. Like, he's very like, hides his emotions. And the only time I've ever seen him cry was watching Marley and Me, because, as my husband says, fuck that movie. Anytime somebody could be across the room, and if they mention that movie, he instantly goes, fuck that movie. Okay, he hates it.
Okay, so
Well-
I have to tell the story. I have to. And this will seal the deal where Kat won't ever want to talk to me. Okay, so when Marley and Me came out, I took a woman to that movie on a first date.
Oh, geez.
And
Oh, geez.
about a half hour into this,
Wow.
I'm trying not to become a mess. A half hour into this. By the end of the movie, like my sleeves are full of snot. And I'm trying not to make eye contact with her because in the moment, like, I am not looking cool at all. And I look to my left at the end of the movie, and she's just got this look on her face like, oh my God, get me home.
Oh my God, stop
Oh,
it.
no.
She didn't have a heart at all.
Wow, what a bitch.
And there was
Yeah.
no second. But yeah, you need to choose your movies better if you're
Yeah,
on first date.
That is not a first date movie. That's a watch it at your house alone so you can ugly cry.
Hey, live and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
Well, in your defense, they really made it look like it was a funny movie. This dog's a pain in the ass. It gets into all this trouble, whatever. They don't tell you
Right.
that it's going to
Yeah.
destroy you.
They also didn't tell me he looks like Murray.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't tell me Marley looked
Right.
like Murray. Yeah, that didn't help.
So, my husband was at the event last year, but he's he's not into the paranormal. That's fine. So he just kind of hung out at the hotel, like went out on excursions, whatever. But I was like, listen, we've been here all weekend. Like, you should at least come down for like the check reveal, right? Like, that's the most important part of the whole event. You should come down for it. And so he sat there and he heard your story because you tell your story. And he, whatever, obviously was very affected by your story. And we left and he was like, why would you do that to me? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, fuck Tim Maile. Like, oh God. I'm so sorry.
He's not the first guy to say that.
Like, I had heard your story so many times. Obviously, I still cry every time, but like, I knew what was coming. I gave him zero warning. Like, I gave him zero warning that this is going to tear your heart out. He's like, that was so, he's like, I mean, it's a good story, but like, you could have warned me. Like, I'm so sorry. So I don't know. I mean, he might come this year, but I don't know that he's going to come for your story. He might just...
Should I come and give him a hug and tell him I'm sorry?
Yeah. Can I tell you a story? He'll be like, no.
I don't. Fuck with Maile.
Just show up at his room for a little bit and tell him the story.
You're up there with Marley and me now.
You know who else is saying fuck Tim Maile? Cat right now.
Oh goodness.
I wonder if there's a way we can get ACG at the Ann Arbor event.
Oh my gosh, they probably would do that.
Yeah.
They can't this year. They're like at another event on the same day.
Oh no.
Huh. Well, suddenly I don't love Kat anymore.
I see where her priorities are. Yeah. Obviously, she doesn't care about this relationship.
I had us together forever.
And just like that.
Tim already got a tattoo with your name on it, Kat.
What can I make out of that?
Just write Kit in front of it.
Kat.
Oh goodness. But they definitely should. ACG should do a Potographs event.
I'll drop the news here. ACG is appearing at my Iowa event.
Oh.
Yeah. So whenever that poster comes out, they will be on that. I'm not so sure they told Kat about it, but they are going to be there. And after tonight, Kat won't be there.
Kat's going to be sick that day.
You're like, I don't like Ohio. I don't like Iowa. But I talk to Elliot every once in a while. Elliot's a really good guy.
Yeah.
I met him at the DeadCon event, and I had a lot of fun talking to him. And just like good people are good people, and I wanted to get them involved. So yeah, looking forward to having them there. And there's a Winnipeg Paranormal group is going to be there. I don't know if Kat's going to be there or not. I mean, obviously she's invited.
She's sick. She just said,
Well, that's bullshit.
She's got to wash her hair that day.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm going to bring it back to like the crying part now.
Okay.
So I went through a period. She has COVID in advance. That's hurtful. I went through a period where I was really struggling for like a month, and really didn't reach out because we covered that. I don't follow my own advice. And one of the things that I started doing, which I hadn't done before, was not showering.
Oh yeah.
Like I couldn't get myself into the shower. I'd go like 2 or 3 days without. And I hope you didn't hear that, but I just farted on air.
Oh
God. I'm regretting
you brought it up.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, it was like I couldn't get myself, like the house turned into a mess. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't focus on anything. And one of the things that I struggled with was just normal showers, which is disgusting. I don't like being dirty. Normally my hygiene is very, very good, Kat. I have very excellent hygiene. Like I'm trying to sell myself to somebody that is absolutely never going to be interested.
As you just said, I didn't take showers and I just farted on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. But he's also honest.
Right, that's true.
Yeah. Honesty. They all want that until you give it to them. Then they're like, maybe not so honest.
Yeah, that's I mean, you're sitting here saying that it was 2 to 3 days and you felt disgusting. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've gone 10 days and just I can't do it.
But like the good part about that is like by 10 days you have so much grease in your hair you can style it.
That's true.
You know, so
It's
nobody even
super
knows.
shiny.
Yeah. Like, how'd you get your hair like that? Well, let me tell you.
Let me tell you about depression.
Yeah. Like after 3 days, I had the same thing. I'm like, oh, I don't even need gel.
Right?
Yeah. By the way, this is gel because otherwise it just goes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like the straightest fro you'll ever have.
It is. I mean, that is a real thing, though. I mean, it's something that people don't understand either.
Mhm.
Like, it's so simple. Just go take a shower.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. But sometimes something as simple as taking a shower seems like something that you just can't conquer.
Yeah. Patty,
Right.
Patty, he's being real. Take a chance. Oh my God. We haven't even established if Kat's single. Like there's probably a husband somewhere just ready to kill me at this point.
She's not answering.
Yeah. But seriously, I'm 98% joking here.
Yeah.
But there is that 2% Cat, huh?
Yeah. I mean she is, you know, she's pretty awesome, but you know, I think she's from Illinois. That's where the rest of ACG is from.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
probably a
I believe so,
bear. Yeah.
Oh my God, Holly's like her profile didn't say. She already went to
Oh my
check.
God, we're stalking her. Oh, at this point, I think we should just.
Can I just get this over?
Right, Kat.
I
I'm
was
gonna
going to
send
say,
you a
do
link
we
to
just
the
send her
show.
the link now?
Yeah. Will you guys be Timmy Cat? Like, is that your couple name?
Oh my God, why do we have? Now she's dead.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Nancy.
That line doesn't work if you have to say it.
Amazing. Yeah,
Mama Bear is chiming in. She knows.
we have
Oh,
Cat
Mama
in the
Bear
room
gets
and we have
involved.
Kit.
Oh my God, we have Kit and Cat. Holy shit.
I'm trying to keep it together.
Why? Did you forget what
Oh
show
my
you're
God!
on?
Now they got us married. What is happening? Oh. Oh boy. Like
I love that we're like trying to have a serious conversation. Like the comments are so all over the place because
Like,
everybody's like, you know, oh, I struggle with mental illness.
Yeah.
I can't even take a shower. Oh, but there's but Cat.
I genuinely feel like I owe Kat like the biggest apology ever. And dinner.
I went and invited. Well, people are inviting themselves to your wedding.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, I needed this so bad.
Oh. We were all here for the start. Oh my God. I got nothing.
John, we can't blame you this time. It's all over the place.
I can't even keep up.
I'm gonna get off the show and I'm gonna have a message from her and it's gonna be like, listen here, fucker.
Right? I filed a restraining order.
We're like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean for this to take off.
No, and honestly, like these guys can vouch for me. I texted Goose and I said, listen, if it wasn't Tim, I would be canceling tonight. I'm so stressed out. I don't want to do this. You know, I'm just having a really hard time. And Tim asked me, how are you doing before we start, you know, before we went live? I'm like, I'm really fucking crabby. Like, I'm not having a good day. And then before we went live, I was like, are you ready to do this shit? And he's like, Tim. I needed this so bad.
I was about ready to put my computer through the wall, even though my computer wasn't the problem. But the second week in a row, I've had issues.
Is your mom? Oh gosh.
My mom is still in here. Yes. She has witnessed all of this.
Yes. Julie, listen here, fucker. Oh, there's Elliot. We were talking about you.
I made the first move. I sent Kat a message, and all it said was, "I am so sorry."
Oh goodness.
Elliot, you don't need to know what's been happening. No, John.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
Hi,
I had a lot of good things to say about Elliot. We can tell him that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
It was only nice things.
yeah, I think he's wonderful. I'm also a big fan of Kat, but we've been spending too much time on that. Mom, wait a minute. I'm marrying Elliot.
What?
I think he's taken.
Yeah,
I know he's taken.
I mean, he really is nice.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to keep up. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's true.
Everybody's standing up in this non-existent wedding.
That's
Oh
fine.
my god!
It was perfect.
Hey, I want to answer Kit's question.
Okay.
We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back on track. I appreciate him trying to keep us straight here.
Yes, thank you.
I think.
He's the kit to your cat.
Oh my god, Kit, I'm so sorry, but I appreciate the question, and I'm gonna try to answer this. I think it's more prevalent than a lot of people admit.
I would agree.
I think there's a level. I don't want to say, like, okay, so I looked at somebody last year, and I had been in the field for 14 years at that time, and we were having a very serious discussion. And I looked at him and I said, "What if all of this doesn't exist and we're all just really screwed up in the head?
Oh my gosh.
What if that's what this is?" And like, we all got into this because our brain has, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be the worst joke ever? Like, you put your lifetime into this work and then find out that, you really just do sit in the ground. But I will say this, I think anxiety is probably something that, a majority of the paranormal investigators deal with. Depression, I think a lot of people still hide that.
Yeah.
So
or they don't label it.
Yeah, I can't really speak to that. But yeah, I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't worry that one day I'm just going to figure out this was all nothing.
I think about that very often.
You just wake up one day and go, what was wrong with me? And it's terrifying actually, because I don't like to look stupid. But
and I think I want to add to this too, because I was thinking about this. I think that a lot of people who suffer from depression might look for answers somewhere else. Like, this world is terrible. I don't like it. I'm not happy here. I hope there's something else.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to go really dark here. I've also thought of this, like doing paranormal research. I'm confident in saying that there's something after this life. I can't tell you what it is, but I know there's something.
Right.
And I think if we ever found out for a fact that there was this paradise after this life, how many people would be like, "Hey, let me get to that earlier."
Right.
Right.
It's just, you're struggling here, but that next plane or that next level of existence is so much better. And now we're just dealing with hope. And we hope that it's going to be paradise, but we don't know. I mean, I've got enough experiences now, in dealing with spirits. Like I said, I know there's something, or at least I'm confident there is.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what it is. And I don't think we're supposed to.
I don't know if it's like, okay, I haven't been to church since I was 12 years old. I'm just gonna put that out there so before anybody gets mad at me for butchering this. But like my mom always told us that like if you were to take your own life, then you don't get to go to heaven. In that you were like stuck in
I
purgatory.
actually had a lady come up to me at an event after I spoke. And I used to say, you know, I thought, hey, if I do this, I'll see my dad again, you know, that type of thing. She actually came to my table, looked me dead in the eye, and said, "You realize if you'd have killed yourself, you'd never seen your dad again."
Okay, so I'm not making that up.
And I'm like,
No,
"Well,
no.
thank you, Miss Happy."
Right.
Yeah,
Hello,
the
Happy.
church I grew up in, if you committed suicide, that was a sin, and you're going straight to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember sermons about it.
Yeah, I mean, I in the eyes of the church, I sin every day. I sinned twice before I left for work.
Yeah.
If you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Because he's got stamina, Cat. Just saying.
Also, sorry, Cat. Geez. Boy, if she gets out of this 2 hours without hating my guts, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't help myself though.
Oh my god, I take my glasses off and just leave them off.
But it's yeah, I mean, it's, you know, and to this day we have dealt with clients that are incredibly religious.
Yeah.
And they just cannot, they can't come to grips with what they're experiencing because the book has told them that doesn't exist.
Right.
You know, or the book has told them that it's, you know, that it's demonic, it's evil.
Right.
And I'll, like, I got serious all of a sudden again, but after doing this for 15 years, I'm more spiritual than I ever have been.
Yeah.
I don't really subscribe to religion, but I also don't like get down on people that do.
Right.
Because it's not my job to tell you what you can believe.
No.
You know, if you believe in that book, believe everything in that, then that's fantastic for you. I have no issues with that.
Yeah.
And
plus we've talked about it before, like a lot of spirituality and religion is connected but just called different things.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, tomato, whatever. You have your God, I have my universe. You know, we all have something.
Yeah,
So
and for, you know, for those folks, you know, that struggle with, like, the first time you experience something paranormal, like it really rocks your belief system. You know, because a lot of people, hey, this isn't supposed to be this way.
Right.
You know, and it opens up an entire conversation that we shouldn't have started 18 minutes left in the show. but
right.
No, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of things, and, you know, and then we get back to mental health, and, you know, I love being able to talk about it. I love being able to reach people. But like I said earlier, like if you get me one-on-one, we're not talking about this.
Yeah.
Right.
Just, I don't have that kind of comfort level. But I mean, for instance, I mean, you guys met Todd last year.
Yeah.
I don't have a better friend in the world than Todd. And we have not had one conversation about this.
Yeah.
Not one. And if there was a person I was going to talk to, it would be him.
Right.
You know, he's looked at me before, and he'll just look at me and go, "Are you okay?" You know, and of course I'm going to tell him yes, because otherwise we have a conversation. But you know, I know I can trust him. You know, I love him like a brother.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just really difficult for me to talk about this stuff, like just one-on-one, like this. And even this, I'm mixing in, you know, I like to call humor.
Yeah.
I'm mixing in a lot of humor because that's how it makes me comfortable. But, you know, and I go back to, you know, 2007, where if Murray wouldn't have walked into that room, you know, none of us would have known each other.
Right.
You wouldn't have known me. You probably would have been stuck with Ray. But I wouldn't know any of these people, and I wouldn't have been able to experience any of it. So, I mean, he still is, you know, doing things for me from the other side. And, you know, I haven't even told the story about my dog, Ray, and how Murray picked her. After Murray passed, Ray was born 12 days after Murray passed away.
Wow.
And I was working with a shelter in Wisconsin, and they sent me a message and said, "We have pit lab puppies coming up from Alabama. Pick one." And I had always wanted a boy because I had had a vision years earlier that I was sitting on my couch and I was holding a brown and white puppy, and I was explaining to him about his brother. I was showing him pictures of Murray. And in that photo, in that vision, the puppy's name was Ray, Ray, for the last three letters of Murray's name. And I had my mind made up. I'm going to get a puppy. I'm going to name it Ray. And after Murray passed, and I got contacted, and I'm looking at these pictures, I get a message from April Roan, and she says, "I got a message from your boy," and he says, "It's fine if you're going to get a puppy, but he can be the only boy."
Oh.
And I went back and I looked at the photos, and there was one female that had the exact markings that Murray had when he was a puppy.
Nice.
And I was like, "That's mine. That one's mine." So I named her Ray, Rae. And 3 years old, and most days makes me want to pull my hair out because she's still a puppy. But I took her to the vet earlier this week for a checkup, and she was the most well-behaved dog in the world. Like she,
You're lying. She's
like,
not
like
bad.
she got there. She got there, and she's like letting everybody pet her. She's giving everybody kisses.
Oh my God.
And in the room, she's this perfect angel. And I'm just looking and I'm going, this is exactly how Murray used to act at the vet. Like he loved it there. Like everybody was his friend. And I'm like, I couldn't help but look at her and go, oh my God, there's some of him in you.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm a big softie, obviously. So I'm driving home with her in the back seat and I'm bawling. And I kept looking back at her in the mirror and I'm like, I am so fucking proud of you.
Yeah.
Like I have never been more proud of you. And now she's sitting outside the door thinking, hey, when's this damn show going to be over?
Plus, you just said her name like 20 times, so she's
Yeah.
probably like,
Right.
I'm right here, just let me in.
And she's she's a wonderful, wonderful dog. And I've got Daisy now. And if people are on my Facebook, they've seen the black and white dog.
Mhm.
And my very good friends, a year ago tomorrow, we're going to take Daisy to the shelter because their daughter had horrible allergies to Daisy, like to the point where they had to take her to Children's Hospital.
Oh wow.
And they told me, they're like, we're going to have to get rid of Daisy. And I said, well, then let's see if Ray and her get along, because I'm not letting you take her to a shelter.
Right.
Yeah.
And Daisy tomorrow will be here for a year.
Nice.
And she's a sweetheart. She really is. Like she's 7 years old, so she's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's so amazing. I can't get them on the desk. If you go to my Facebook, just send me a friend request. There's pictures of them all over on there. But yeah, they're they keep me in line. But yeah, they it's just a strange thing where, like, Murray and then Molly. I didn't even talk about Molly, but Murray and Molly, and then now I have Ray and Daisy, and that's my dynamic duo.
Yeah.
And we're going to stick with that. But eventually Ray's going to start going to some events, and she'll be the next in line. She'll never be the spokespooch, because that'll always be Murray, and that logo will always be him.
Yeah.
And it'll always be his thing. But there's a reason Ray's here, and she's going to start doing events. And I actually had her an event in Ripon in 2021. And again, she was perfectly behaved. And I looked at her like, who are you?
Right.
But she loved everybody and loved the attention. So yeah, she'll go to more and more events. And since Mom is still in here, I can't do these events without Mom watching the dogs.
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody else with my dogs. So Mom takes about 7 or 8 weekends out of the year and gives them to me and watches the grandpups and oils them rotten. So yeah, I couldn't do this without her and my pops Dave, and I'm a very, very lucky man.
Yeah,
And the show went off the rails for about 45 minutes,
that's
and it
fine.
became the paranormal dating game. But
Yeah, it usually does in some way or another.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, Podographs has given me purpose. Murray gave me purpose long ago, but Podographs continues to give me purpose, and I kind of feel like that's what I'm meant to be here for. So
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. And your story is just a freaking phenomenal,
Mhm.
like, example of that. I love it.
thank you.
And I did, listen, I am a mom of 3 boys. Okay. So mental health is so important to me. And so, like, it's something I'm super passionate about. And that's another reason I just love listening to your story and telling as many people as I can to listen to it, because it's so important. It is equally as important as women's mental health. But for some reason, society forgets that.
Yeah, some would say more, but sorry, I got to try to be funny.
Yeah.
No, it is. A lot of guys don't talk about it,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things. I mean, a lot of women don't either. I mean, it's for so long it's been seen as a sign of weakness.
Right.
The worst thing in the world, when I hear somebody has taken their life, I hate it when people use the word coward.
Right.
Because those folks have been fighting for so long. You don't understand how long they fought to be here, and then their brain won. And they don't mean to hurt anybody. They don't mean to leave everything behind, but they're trapped in a body and a brain that just won't let them be happy.
Right.
And I think if you have experienced it, you understand. And if you're lucky enough to have never experienced it, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you for being happy.
Well, it's like, I mean, you talked about it at the beginning, and you said, because people always bitch, like, how could they do that to the people that they're leaving behind? But as you said, you went through your entire phone list. You went through all of your friends and family, and your brain decided that all those people would be better off without you.
Yeah.
So to say that somebody is selfish and doing this to hurt the people who are left behind, they genuinely believe that those people are better off without them. So that's just a dick thing to say. I'm sorry.
And if I'm being honest, so my mom's gonna hate me when I say this. If I'm being honest, there's still days where the thought goes through my head. You can't help it.
Right.
It's just one of those things that happens. You don't think about it, and then all of a sudden it's just there. But I keep going back to, I made my boy a promise, and I've never lied to him. So I don't plan on starting now.
And now you've got a job to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What's it like to be God's favorite is what I say. Well, at least she still has her sense of humor.
And she's still talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you feel comfortable in the amount that we have plugged your events?
I feel comfortable in the fact that we've plugged the events.
Let's put them up again, just in case.
There you go.
I'm not sure if I'm going to have as many friends on Facebook as I did before the show. One in particular. But no, this has been a lot of fun. We started out, somber and telling the story and why we do this. But honestly, Murray would want me to laugh. He would want me to smile. Right. He would want me to be happy.
Right.
And if I can bring a little bit of laughter to somebody, then we've done something. But yeah.
Well, we've definitely done something because we've been laughing a lot. Yeah. So we did good. That's what it's like being friends with Tim. You laugh, and then you cry, and then you laugh again,
Yeah.
and then you cry again.
And then you laugh,
Yeah.
and then you cry.
Yep.
It's a goddamn emotional roller coaster, to be
Yeah.
honest. But you know
Yeah.
what? We love them.
We're gonna have a lot of fun here in a few weeks.
I know. I'm so
Yeah, we
excited.
are. I cannot wait.
And alcohol might be involved. I don't know.
It better be.
I'll be a little more
I'll go
prepared
work
this time.
on it. I don't usually block people willy nilly, but
So,
I'm not saying I haven't, because I did an event in Missouri last year. I was talking to one of the speakers, and we couldn't find each other on Facebook. And then I had realized that I did indeed block him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awkward.
It was a political thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
either side, like left or right, if you're way on the outside, I generally get annoyed.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, I just don't want to hear it anymore. But
send us your memes. That's all we want.
Yeah.
That's why we were saying that it was so ironic that you had joined us for the show, because your last name is Murray. Now you know the story.
Yeah.
I got a case of Heisenberg ass there. I moved and I was like, oh, I'm sitting in the same spot for 2 hours.
You're back.
Yeah. But unlike him, I'm gonna stick it out to the end. Yeah.
There you go.
You see these guys that I have to deal with? Goose comes and goes as he pleases. Heisenberg leaves early.
That was totally, I was just planning that all night.
Goose, you'll have to go back and watch the replay and all the shit people were talking about your dial-up internet.
I saw Tim. I mean, he was still going for a while.
So fun.
Rehan. I'll have to talk to him when I see him in a couple weeks.
Rehan.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, you started the show. You might as well end it, Denise.
Oh, I made Heisenberg. I just started it, and I was like, go, Heisenberg.
It was the best opening ever. And then Heisenberg is like, Tim Mella. I'm like, that's not how you say it. Tim Mella.
Oh, my goodness. Good times. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see everybody next week. I don't think you guys are doing a show, right?
No, we're gonna take next week off and then hopefully be back. Well, yeah, I gotta look. I don't even know what date it is. Yeah. But yeah, we should be back the week after, and then we'll be covering and hopping in and out of the Parafest, man. Autographs Parafest 4. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
I've been like, I can't wait.
I know.
I think I need this. It's like a retreat.
Yeah,
like,
you guys might have to pick me up on your way, but I will be there.
Oh my God, John, you're killing me here. Oh,
it's obviously going to be an autumn wedding. Get out of here.
Duh. Halloween. Holly said her show starts next week.
Yeah, and she's on right before us.
Awesome. Okay,
so
cool.
She's on at 7.
I didn't know if she was going to be the same time slot she was last time she had the show on.
That's
awesome.
A good question. That's a good question. Holly, answer that question. But yeah, what else? Hashtag do more.
Yep.
Hashtag what?
Don't be an asshole.
More.
Yeah.
We decided in 2023, like we're done, like making excuses as to why we can't go places or go visit people or go to events, whatever. So we're gonna try to do more this year.
Yep. Hashtag do more. Don't be an asshole. Hashtag Murray's legacy.
Yes.
Hashtag save all the puppies.
All the puppies.
That's a very nice way of saying to heck with your event.
Right, yeah.
That's okay, Kit. You can donate online at Potographs or Pooches. Gosh, Tim coming in right
He's on top of it, man.
That was perfect.
Tim is the real hero. All right.
But yeah, seriously, if you guys can't make it, check out the website, make a donation.
Definitely.
And if you make a donation from the show, make sure you mention Kat's name in your in your donation, so we'll know that you heard about it on the show.
Oh boy.
Hashtag TimCat.
It's so good.
Uh,
So
we love you, buddy. We love you.
is it that time already?
It is that time.
Yeah, it's that time, man.
Cat's
Oh.
like, thank God.
But yeah, thanks crypto heads for watching. We can't wait to be a part of this again and again and again and again and again for the rest of our days. Thanks Tim for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure. We love being a part of this. Thank you for letting us join the family. It's a big deal for us. It means a lot.
Well, thank you for letting me come on the show again, tell the story again.
Anytime.
Holly says, can we do a prize for the biggest donation? I'll say this: biggest donation gets. Let's go with lifetime tickets to Potographs events.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, I got 4 this year, probably 4 next year. Biggest donation.
I was thinking a Cryptic Paranormal Show T-shirt, but man,
You get one.
Right.
You get one ticket to every event. One ticket to every event for life. I am not the prize.
it just sounded like Jasmine in Aladdin. She
Yeah,
says,
I-
"I am not
Yeah.
a prize to be won."
I'm not the prize unless a certain somebody wins,
Okay,
and then I'm the prize.
Cat, donate $2.
I spent all that time apologizing, and then I just doubled down
Right.
as we turn the show off.
That's a good place to say we love you, crypto heads. We'll see you when we come back
Right.
in a couple of weeks.
Whatever.
And yeah, right. But yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. You guys have a great weekend.
Bye. Oh, please don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. All right, we love you guys. Potographs for pooches.